This week, the racing community here in the state of Florida and here at DeSoto Speedway, we lost one of our closest family members. Randy Fox passed away earlier this week, and we want to send our thoughts and our prayers and our condolences to Randy and his family. But what we wanted to do here at Turn 5, we wanted to pay special tribute to Randy because Randy was such a big part of so many people's lives, not only on the track but off the track. So we wanted to catch up with a lot of our drivers here at DeSoto Speedway and see how big and how important Randy was and just how much of an impact he made on their lives. Well, we're here at DeSoto Speedway getting ready for another big night of racing here at DeSoto Speedway, but we're racing with heavy hearts here tonight as we lost one of our family members out here, you know, with the whole racing community here in the state of Florida as we mourn the loss of Randy Fox. And we're joined now by Danny Kaler. How much did Randy impact your life and impact your racing career? And just tell us about some of your fondest memories of Randy, you know, not only on the track but off the track, and just how special of a person he was.
When I got into racing, I was helping Rusty Hillman, I guess is my earliest memories of him. Is I used to crew with Rusty, and then we raced heavily against Randy every week. And they'd get into it on the racetrack, and we'd be at the store drinking beer till 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, and that was what I learned from both them guys. You can do whatever on the racetrack, but your buddies afterwards, and it was no big deal, you know. And I just watched him help so many people, you know, he included me. My Road Warrior days, him and Scarlett used to come up and watch me race, and you know, I thought that was cool because a late model guy coming up to do that, you know, so. And then he ended up coming and buying me gas every week and just the little things like that. He was truly a good guy. He'll be missed.
Now, everybody, I've been talking to people back here through the pits, and they've all been saying the same thing. With how fierce of a competitor he was and how competitive and how tough he was on the track. But the second you parked the car and you were back here in the pits, if you had any problems, if you had any troubles, Randy was the guy that was usually one of the first guys to be there to help you out. Is that some of the kind of the same memories you have of him?
Unless you really made him mad. I've seen him really mad a few times, but no, he was like that. When I raced limited late model in '99, he helped us with that car a lot. And, you know, he helped. I wasn't the only one. He helped a lot of people. So he was just, he liked working on cars and helping people. He was a good guy.
Well, we're mourning the loss of our friend here, Randy Fox. And Danny, we want to thank you for taking some time to come and talking with us. And good luck tonight as we've got the Take Aim Gun Range Street Stocks in action here at DeSoto Speedway tonight. Well, as we prepare for another great night of racing here at DeSoto Speedway, we're racing with heavy hearts tonight as we mourn the loss of our friend and fellow racer, Randy Fox. And Richie Anderson joins us. And just tell us how important and how big Randy was, you know, for your racing career, and tell us some of your best memories of Randy.
Well, everybody that knows me knows that Randy, got me where I'm at today, basically. I had a lot of help from a lot of people, Billy Bigley, you know, Dickie Anderson. I made my rounds with all the top racers in the area, but Randy by far brought me, you know, from 0 to 100 real quick. And, you know, I can't say enough about the guy. He's an awesome guy. Him and Scarlett both, they've been part of my family, not just a part of racing, but a part of my personal life as well. Some of the best memories I have is, you know, Randy adopted me basically in the racing community. And, you know, the first year I raced the Triple Crown with him, and we went to, we raced Punta Gorda, of course, and then went to Hialeah and then to Lakeland. And, just the results there was tremendous. I told the story on Facebook, but when I got to Lakeland, I was so scared. I was 6 seconds off. It was ridiculous. And he basically said, listen, you're going to get hurt. You need to speed the car up or get off the track. So he got on my radios, coached me in, and told me to let off the gas when I tell you to let off the gas. So I went down the straightaway the first time, and I let off the gas early, and he goes, what are you doing? I said, you didn't say let off the gas because you weren't supposed to. So anyway, with a couple, you know, turns like that, we ended up 18th fastest, and then the end result the next night, we qualified, I think, 20th. And we ended up 5th. So we had a great night. One of my great memories. But just every time we raced, he was just a fun guy to be around. He would help everybody in the pits. If you were racing him and your training went out, he'd go find you a training. He's just that guy, and I love him to death, and I'm going to miss him.
Well, we certainly are thinking of Randy's family and everyone involved with this. I mean, he was, every story I'm hearing from back here is, how fierce of a competitor he was on track, but just how great of a person he was off the track. Richie, we appreciate you talking with us.
Thank you.
And good luck here tonight. And we hope we get to talk to you after a good run here tonight.
Fox 4.
All right, we got a first here on Turn 5 Race, and the first ever cell phone interview we've ever done, and we're really, really, really appreciative of Ross Chastain, driver of the number 4 car for JD Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Ross, we appreciate you coming on here and talking with us. We're racing with really, really heavy hearts down here in Florida this week as we lost Randy Fox this week, and we know you paid tribute to him this weekend up at Charlotte. Just can you even describe how big of an impact Randy has made on your racing career?
I don't know that I can put that into words. He was a big reason why I have been as successful as I have been in my career, from starting out down at Punta Gorda Speedway. And when I started, he was the hot shot, the late model guy. He was the one you had to beat most nights when I got into late models. And even before that, as I grew up, kind of going to the track a little bit before I started racing and watching. And then once I started racing, he took an extra time out of his days, a lot of times, that would help me with my race cars or tell me what I was doing wrong most of the time, what was wrong with our setup. And, it was just all the little things he did.
Now, as a young driver coming up, it had to be pretty cool, maybe even a little intimidating at first, to have a veteran driver like Randy kind of take you under his wing there a little bit. How did your relationship grow as you got to work with him and race with him more?
Well, I'd say probably, I guess looking back, our relationship was probably pretty good until I started racing against him, and then it got tough for both of us because we never wrecked each other that I can remember, but we definitely moved each other out of the way a few times, and I was impatient and he was impatient on the racetrack. We both were, and we definitely have moved each other out of the way. I did learn something from him. His back bumper was never on very tight, so you get into him and the whole spoiler and rear quarter panel and rear deck would move, and I'd get on the brakes. I think he was about to wreck, and he'd take off on the exit of the corner, and he never even felt me getting into him because all that stuff would just move out of the way. And so once I saw it one night when I got into him, so I went and asked him, and he showed me how he did it. So I went and did it to my car, so when somebody would get into the back of me, it wouldn't upset my car. It's funny now, to look back and think about all the times we had, and even besides that, he, being a truck broker, he was, he worked at the farm, I don't know, a year or two, I think. He had a trailer there, and he did a lot of truck brokering for us, and that was cool to go up there after school and see him out there, and he's always on the phone with some truck driver trying to get him in there. We'd always, when he wasn't on the phone, me and him would get on the computer or pull out a magazine and look at race car parts, shots and springs, and figure out what we wanted to order.
Oh, that's good stuff. Now, lastly, you coming off a 24th place finish last night in the Xfinity Series up at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and you paid a great tribute to Randy this weekend. Tell us how special that was to have his name above the door this week.
Yeah, it was cool. I hated that we had another problem this weekend. Just a human error element. Just with one bolt and a nut that wasn't fastened tight. Basically, got left loose. And lap 2 of the race started coming out, and by about lap 5, the bolt had fallen out. So we got it fixed on the last caution. Got another bolt put in to the sway bar there, and the car was back, driving right. But we were already, a couple laps down, and just needed to salvage a night with a clean race car. So I hated, with putting Randy's name on top of the door. I took my name off and put his name on, and we had a commemorative sticker there next to it. So it sucks in one sense because we didn't have a good run. But in another sense, it could have been a lot worse with that deal coming unhooked there. It's not fun to run anywhere without a sway bar, especially a mile and a half like Charlotte.
No.
So, yeah, it was cool. You know, I was kind of nervous about putting his name on the door. Didn't really know what the right thing to do is. You know, definitely wanted to do something. And well, looking back, at my grandmother takes pictures at all the races that she goes to. There's usually I'd say 80 to 100 pictures from every race. So we dug through. I had her dig through some old photo albums she had, and she got some pictures of when I drove his car one night when mine wasn't ready for the season opener there at Punta Gorda, and he let me drive his car. And so we looked back at those and saw the font that his name was in on the door, and because when I just drove at one race, I left his name on it. So it was kind of surreal, and it took me back to that night. I remember driving the car and qualified second that night, and I can remember climbing in that thing, and then when I climbed in my car here yesterday at Charlotte, it was kind of a deja vu, surreal moment for me.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming, talking to us on the phone here. We know you got your busy schedule there, but last thing I want to ask you here before we wrap it up, what's going to be the greatest memory or the most special moment that you're going to take away from Randy and getting to race with and know Randy?
Probably the coolest moment I've ever had with him was 2 weeks ago. He was brokering trucks up in Gaffney, about a half mile from our race shop, and I knew he was in Gaffney somewhere, but I wasn't sure. And he texted me one day and asked if I was at the shop, and I was. So him and Scarlett came down, and we hung out at the shop for a few hours, and he got to see cars and everything. And there's not a whole lot in Gaffney, and but there's a tomato farmer that he sells, that he gets trucks there for him. That's where we work on our race cars at. So that was really cool, and we talked about old times and when I drove his car and when we raced together and all that. It was cool to see him and Scarlett there, and Scarlett had just ran into my grandmother a week or two before down in Fort Myers. So it's a small world, and he was a family guy, and our families have known each other way longer than I've been around. But it's cool. He had a passion for racing, and I was already in love with racing before I got to know Randy as good as I did. But he definitely made me realize how good it could get. He told me a long time ago we went to a race in Ocala with the Fast Truck Series. I was running the kid class, and he went up there and helped me, and he told me and my dad that our setup was crazy, that it was going to be bad for Ocala, and it was the same thing. We ran at Punta Gorda, and we went out and almost won the race, just full driver error on my part. I cut a tire down trying to pass somebody, but he told me after that race that I had something, and if I was just smart about how I approached, the rest of my life and my career, that I could go far in this sport. And, at the time, I didn't think it was true because I just wanted to race late models and beat him. But looking back, his words were pretty true. I feel like I've approached things the best way I could, given each circumstance. And, I've obviously now thought back to a lot of things he told me, and they all make a lot of sense now.
Well, we're certainly going to miss Randy, and we've been catching up with a lot of other drivers here, and the memories that they've been sharing with us, they're just incredible, and we're certainly going to miss them. Ross, we want to thank you so much for taking time to speak with us here this afternoon, and good luck to you the rest of the season here in 2015 with the number 4 car, and we hope to catch up with you real soon here, all right?
All right, thanks for having me on, guys. Good to talk to you.